So today we're going to look at vertical analysis. We're also going to use a helpful tool in Excel to make this process pretty much way easier. And so we'll first start off with what exactly we're doing. What is a vertical analysis and what we're doing, and then we'll apply the tool from Excel to this problem. So here we have a vertical analysis. We have food revenue, cost of goods sold, payroll cost, other costs, total costs, and departmental profit. And so what a vertical analysis is, we take one of these and we make it the 100% value. Pretty much what we're doing is we're creating a ratio, or in other words, we're creating a fraction, and we're going to get the percent from that fraction, and we're going to look at the percents. And that's the point of a vertical analysis. So we want to make food revenue our 100%. So you do this two ways. You could just write 100% and then punch it in, or you can just take, because what we're technically doing is we're dividing everything by food revenue. And so since we're starting off with food revenue, then we can say food revenue divided by food revenue now gives 100% as well. And what we're going to do is we're just going to apply that same strategy, logic to every single one of these. So the next one is cost of food sold. We want to divide this by food revenue to see the percentage of cost of food sold compared to food revenue. So I'm going to click the box for cost of food sold, and then I'm going to divide it by the food revenue, and that's going to give me a percent. And I'm going to do the same thing for the payroll cost. I'm going to divide it by the food revenue. I'm going to do the same thing for the other costs, divided by the food revenue. Do the same thing. So you just keep doing that pretty much for all these. And this is going to give us the percents compared to the food revenue. And divide this by food revenue. So there are the percents. And that's pretty much it. But there's an easier way. You can pretty much apply a tool from Excel, and it will be able to make you able to just pull down the drop-down menu kind of thing, and it'll apply that all to all. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to start off with the 2015, and we're going to divide the food revenue by the food revenue. That's going to give us 100%. Most people think, okay, well, now just drag this down, and there you go. The problem is, obviously, we have 100% for every single one, because Excel is taking each one of these and dividing it by itself, just like we told it to do, because we did that same thing to food revenue. So what we're going to do then, let's get rid of all these. What we're going to do here is we are going to use, it's a source lock. So we are going to lock in the food revenue as the denominator. Since we're dividing everything by food revenue, we're going to click it again, and they're going to hit F4 on our keyboard. And you'll get these little money symbols, little S symbols. And what that does is that locks in food revenue as the denominator of this ratio. And basically, that once we drag this down after that, it's going to say, oh, you want to divide everything by food revenue. Okay, perfect. And that's exactly what we want. You can get rid of this because this is an empty row. And so what we did, instead of going through every single one like we did in 2014, where we just kept clicking and dividing, clicking and dividing, we can easily just apply that formula or that function to every amount and make it much efficient to do this. And then now from here, whatever the scenario is, you can use these numbers to make a decision or analyze it or whatever it may be. But a vertical analysis is a comparison of amounts inside of a year, and then it's compared to a whole amount. And in this case, food revenue was our whole amount. We used it as our 100% amount. Compared to horizontal analysis, where you compare between years. This is inside the year, but you can still compare the years because obviously you have the values for both.